Some North Carolina Republicans are demanding change at the southern border as thousands of undocumented immigrants continue to flood through every day. Our chief political correspondent Emma Withrow says the Republicans want stricter policies at the border and crackdowns on sanctuary cities.
Today, some high-profile North Carolina Republicans were in Davidson County discussing illegal immigration and the impact it's having on our area.
Somewhere on the order of 80% of the illicit materials that go through our legal ports of entry are not interdicted.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's fentanyl. That's human trafficking. That's illicit materials.
The roundtable discussion was hosted by Senator Tom Tillis and Congressman Ted Budd and included input from 6 different county sheriffs, the president of the National Border Patrol Council, and state lawmakers.
We're looking at steel and diesel equipment that had been idle since January 20th of last year, stopping the construction of the wall. But one of the most powerful things that I heard was, yeah, of course, we need to finish that. But what we really need is an administration and laws that have law enforcement's back. And right now, you don't have that.
The meeting was sparked because of the influx of illegal immigration in recent years, which these lawmakers say has a negative impact on our state and the country as a whole.
How many more criminals, murderers, people with violent records in their country of origin coming across the border? This is not about the people who just crossed the border and really are trying to seek economic opportunities. These are thousands of people that are endangering our communities.
North Carolina Speaker of the House, Tim Moore, is hoping Republicans will get a supermajority in the next session to pass a bill requiring county sheriffs to work with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement when they have undocumented immigrants accused of felony offenses in their possession. Now, they've tried to pass 2 similar bills, but both have been vetoed by Governor Cooper.
We're going to pass this bill. Who knows? Maybe the governor will realize, in light of what's happened over the last couple of years, that he needs to reevaluate his position. But if not, I believe we'll have enough votes to override a veto.
Moore and the president of the National Border Patrol Council say the mass influx of illegal drugs, especially ones as deadly as fentanyl, are coming directly from the southern border through the use of human smugglers working with the Mexican drug cartel. The White House said more than 100,000 Americans were killed from fentanyl in 2021, and that number continues to grow. Reporting in Davidson County, Emma Withrow, Queen City News.